having clothes that don't fit, clothes shopping, clothes from our past with memories. There's a lot to unpack here. So firstly, let's be clear that today I'm going to approach this topic from a body image and love your body viewpoint. And there's definitely some merit in using a piece of clothing to gauge progress. For example, if you're looking to change your body weight, especially if it gives you more perspective than the scales. But that's a discussion for a different day. So whether you are male or female, young or old, I dare say you've struggled with body image at some point in your life. I know I have. And it's maybe stopped you from doing something that you really want to do, or you've run through maybe all of a checklist of all the body parts that you approve of or not, or that you love or you hate. Maybe you've compared yourself with someone with a better body than you, or you've tried that pair of trousers on again and they've made you feel rubbish. Or it's those changing room mirrors again. So whether any of those ring true for you, I'm going to give you some top tips today about how to approach this. So my main message is, if the clothes make you feel uncomfortable, physically or mentally, then my biggest and best advice is to ditch them. Get the words out, ditch them. Yes, that's right. It doesn't matter how much they cost, how long you've been wearing them, whether they're the goal size or anything like that. If they make you feel uncomfortable and anything less than a badass goddess warrior or whatever floats your boat, then get rid of them. Get rid of them. Or let's not be wasteful, you could always donate them to a charity of your choice. And so I'm going to give you some really practical strategies to help you do this. But the reason why I'm saying this, because keeping clothes in sizes that don't fit you is not a form of motivation. From my experience with my clients, they do nothing to actually help you love the body that you are in. And your body is the way that it is from a myriad of the most incredible reasons. And keeping clothes that don't fit us, they can increase negative self-talk and stress. And really, clothes are made to fit you, not the other way round. I'll say that one more time. Your clothes are supposed to fit you. You are not supposed to conform to your clothes. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in. And before we do that, head down to this description section, click on one of the links there, sign yourself up to my mailing list, because I have some amazing free resources for you to get started or to get fit. Okay, let's dive in. So my first top tip for ditching the clothes is set a time limit. Set a time limit to the activity itself and for each decision. So you're not going to spend 5 hours twisting and turning in those uncomfortable shorts trying to figure out if they are acceptable. Go with your guts. Do they make you feel good? No? Ditch them. 10 seconds max. Move on. Second tip. You get to choose your narrative. We're bombarded by 10 tons of poop about how we are supposed to look, and also very specifically about how we're supposed to look as a woman or as a man. And I'd like you to start to become aware of those external influences more, because the inner critic in your head is not telling you the truth. It might sound like it, but it is not telling you the truth. That inner critic is not an absolute. It's not even coming from you. It's all the societal and cultural pressures, diet culture, past experience, and external judgments that you've internalized and turned into this nasty person in your head. But those external influences do not change your internal worth. You are worthy of happiness, love, and joy just as you are in your body right now. And whole businesses have been created to take away this self-worth and then sell it back to us externally. How crazy is that? Be aware of this box that is created in your head and bust out of it. And I'm not saying this glibly. I'm not saying that it's easy, because often our thoughts and our behaviours are influenced by decades of diet culture and judgmental parents and friends. So first, just cultivate an awareness of your inner critic. Sometimes it can help to give your inner critic a name, just to create a little bit of distance. And every time that you recognize that that inner critic is cropping up, consciously choose a different story for yourself. Literally, repeat different words in your head. And the triggers perhaps will never go away, because after all, it's not just past experiences we're working with, but it's constant messages in our lives about what it means to be sexy and attractive. But you do get to choose how to respond. And the more awareness you have of it, the more choice you then have. Okay, tip number 3 is, with a caveat, so this one will be helpful for some, but not for others. So do this activity of ditching your clothes with someone else to make it a fun social activity rather than a doom hole of despair. And let them know the perspective that you're looking for. This is why it will be useful and not useful for some. Choose someone who will be useful in the role. Key thing is, they do not get to make the decision about what clothes go and what stays. That's yours, and go with your guts. They also don't get to comment on your body or say, but what if? Moral support. And to maybe tell you when it's time to quit, etc. But that's it. Okay, and tip number 4 is spend a bit of time defining your version of sexy and attractive. Do this before you approach the clothes. So when you are clear on who you want to be, it's much easier to make decisions from that and have a clearer sense of self-worth. And let me tell you personally, identifying with the label woman, I've spent some time deciding for myself what woman I decide to be, I aspire to be, and what qualities I admire, and also being aware of what's influencing those decisions. And this has come from not really feeling like I fit into society's definition of sexy. Who else feels the same? For me, it was too small, no curves, and I think I embraced more masculine energy like science, productivity, logic, and no emotion, and to try and cope in a word, well, I just didn't feel like I fit in as a woman. But now I have a clearer definition of the woman I want to be, and those qualities I've defined for myself are this lovely blurry mush of strong, soft, perseverance, surrender, loud, quiet, but also not holding too tightly onto any of these, open to evolving and growing. And finally, I want to leave you with one big last thing on this, and bad body image days. Yes, more likely than not, they are still going to happen. There's not some simple magic fix that you can do. We're not all starting from the same start line. So no matter where you are with this, you're gonna have ups and downs. And on those days, what I want you to do is believe and tell yourself, this too shall pass. The way I am thinking and feeling right now doesn't represent the truth of who I am. And I will treat myself with kindness and grace. Honor the struggle. I want to remind you that you are doing a brave and fabulous job. The world doesn't need you to be small. It needs you to be the biggest and fullest expression of yourself. I hope you've loved this today. Head over to my next video and let's keep learning together.